Showing up with just a notebook and a pen, well, that's not gonna cut it anymore. These are 17 college tech essentials, which will make your college life more fun and productive. I really wish someone had told me about it sooner. You will see exactly why. My name is Prithviraj and let's dive right in. Alright, so we are gonna cover all aspects, from studying, productivity as well as gaming. Also, none of the items on this list are sponsored. I'm only sharing my own experience. And you can find all the links in the description box. First up, the most obvious one, it's your laptop. This is gonna be your main workhorse for the next few years to come. So let us talk options. But before that, while choosing a laptop, just make sure that it is lightweight, as you will have to carry it everywhere throughout your campus. So yeah, this will really help you ease off some load. For most of you, something like the MacBook Air is perfect. It's super lightweight, has an incredible battery life, and with the Apple Silicon M series chipsets, they are super powerful. It will literally handle everything from essays to presentations to coding and even some video editing. Plus, if you're already on the Apple ecosystem with an iPhone, the integration is seamless. Ecosystem features like AirDrop, Universal Copy, and the rest, they will make your life a lot more convenient. But in case you are not a Mac person or the apps you require are only there for Windows, then let us talk about that as well. You can check out the Acer ZenBook series. Similar vibe, thin, light, powerful enough for daily tasks, and they are usually much cheaper than a MacBook. But if you want something a little more versatile, there are also tablet PC hybrids like the HP OmniBook Flip. Basically, you get a laptop and a tablet in one single device. You can use the stylus for note-taking and then snap it back when you need to type your assignments. That's pretty clever if you ask me. But here's the thing, if you're somewhat into gaming or you're doing some heavy stuff like 3D rendering or 4K video editing, or rather even coding with massive data sets, you might want to look at gaming laptops for that, as they would be much better in tackling those tasks. But I'm not gonna dive much into gaming right now because later in this video, I'm covering some serious gaming tech that will blow your mind. Now let's talk about something that genuinely levels up your student life, taking notes digitally instead of on paper. And no, it's not just about looking aesthetic in class. It's almost 2026. Digital note taking is simply much more efficient. Of course, physical paper notebooks are always better, but hear me out, as there are certain things that can really help you. Firstly, you can search every word you have ever written instead of flipping through thousands of pages across 5 notebooks, hoping that you'll remember the exact page. You can record lectures, import PDFs, and highlight them instantly, and keep all your subjects in one lightweight device. Instead of carrying around with a backpack with thousands of books, that almost feels like carrying bricks, to be honest. Plus, syncing your notes across your phone, laptop, and tablet means you can literally revise anywhere, in the bus, cafeteria, library, or wherever. Digital notes stay clean, organized, and backed up. If there is one upgrade that genuinely saves you time and stress, and of course your shoulder pain, it has to be a tablet. The iPad-based model with the A16 chipset paired with an Apple Pencil is absolutely incredible for note-taking. There's something about writing by hand that helps with memory retention better than typing, of course. And let's be real, you can binge watch your favorite shows when you have some time off. Here is a pro tip. Apple offers student discounts on iPad. I actually bought that by myself. And if you buy directly from the Apple website, you can get up to 2 years of no-cost EMI. So instead of dropping the full amount up front, you can split across 24 months, and that too with zero interest. But again, if you're not an Apple person, I got you covered. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 or the Galaxy Tab S10 FE are fantastic Android alternatives. And here's the best part, the S Pen comes included in the box, no extra cost. Both tablets are perfect for note-taking, attending those endless Zoom lectures, and again, watching content when you need a break. The tablet genuinely becomes an all-in-one device. I've actually covered multiple tablet options across my channel, so you can check them out if you're interested. And by the way, I'm currently working on a dedicated video covering the best apps for students, stuff like note-taking apps, productivity tools, study planners, all of that. So you don't want to miss that, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you would want that video in your feed. Next up is external storage, specifically an external SSD. Here's what happens. You are gonna accumulate a ton of files over your college years, assignments, projects, research papers, and even photos from college events. And let's be honest, your laptop storage is gonna fill out faster than you think, and you need backups. Seriously, I have seen too many people lose months of work because their laptop crashed and they had no backup. Simply grab a Samsung T7 or the Samsung T9 SSD. These are super fast, incredibly compact, almost like the size of your credit card, and they are durable. You can toss one inside your bag without ever worrying about it getting damaged. SSDs give you faster transfer speeds compared to the traditional hard drives, so transferring data will take seconds and not minutes. Consider this as an insurance for your academic life. And speaking of external stuff, you need a USB Type-C hub. Thanks to you, Apple, and this one's become absolute essential nowadays. Modern laptops, especially the thin and light ones, comes with like 2 to 3 USB ports, but you have to connect your hard drive, your mouse, maybe a keyboard. The list just goes on. A good USB Type-C hub solves all of that. You can plug it into one port of your laptop or even your tablet for that matter. matter. But here's the most important part. Make sure you buy a hub that comes with an HDMI port. This is gonna be critical. I'm gonna explain exactly why this matters later in this video. So look for options with at least 4 USB ports, an HDMI output, and ideally an SD card reader as well. There are plenty of solid options on Amazon. I'm using this one by Anchor while traveling. Also, I have a proper Thunderbolt dock from my desk setup for ultra fast transfer speeds. You don't really need a Thunderbolt dock unless you're working heavily with content. A simple Type-C hub would just work fine. Alright, noise cancelling headphones or earphones. And this is a non-negotiable. Whether you're trying to focus in a crowded library or rather block out your noisy roommate who is on the phone at 2 AM convincing his girlfriend not to leave him. Trust me, you don't want that drama when you're trying to focus. The AirPods Pro are amazing. I absolutely love mine. The active noise cancellation is top tier. They are super comfortable for long hours. And their transparency mode is also great. Else for headphones, I'm gonna recommend 2 Sony models. The Sony WH-CH720N if you're on a tighter budget. Or if you wanna go all out, the Sony WH-1000XM5 are generally one of the best noise cancelling headphones in the market. Industry level noise cancellation, incredible sound, 30-hour battery life. These are an investment, but they will last you through your college years and beyond. And I genuinely hate Sony's naming scheme, to be honest. Like, who sits in a meeting and approves WH-1000XM5 or whatever? They can simply call it Sony Amazing Headphones 5. Done. Much easier to remember. Anyway, the point is good audio gear with noise cancellation helps you focus better, study more effectively, and honestly makes your college life more bearable. Power banks. Because your phone battery will not make it through a full day of classes. It just won't. I'm using a 20,000 mAh power bank by Ambreen, and this thing has been a lifesaver for me so many times. 20,000 means you can fully charge your phone like 4 to 5 times. But here's what makes this particular one special. It also has wireless charging built in. So if your phone supports wireless charging, you can just place it on top of the power bank. No cables, no fumbling around trying to plug things in. This is super convenient. Look for something in the 20,000 mAh range. Anything less and you'll be charging it way too often. Alright, this one has helped me throughout my college days. A good desk lamp for studying. Late night study sessions are inevitable in college. Studying under harsh lights or dim lights can absolutely wreck your vision over time, as you can see. I'm using this random generic desk lamp I found on Amazon, and it's quite bright, to be honest. It also has different color temperatures, so you can switch it up between warm and cool light depending on the time of the day. And here's the cool part. This has wireless charging built into its base, so you can charge your phone while you study. Your phone will sit there charging, your desk stays organized, and you have got perfect lighting for reading and writing. 2 birds, 1 lamp. Super practical. And with the number of devices on the list, you will of course require extension cables. You know this feel. If you're living in a hostel, you know the struggle. There will be like one power outlet in the entire room, and it will most likely be in the opposite side of your desk, or even worse, it's near your roommate's bed and not your own. So yeah, that's super important. I'm using a Belkin surge protector, and this thing is legitimately built like a tank. Heavy duty constructions, multiple outlets, and most importantly, surge protection. The last part matters because power fluctuations can fry up your expensive gadgets. A good surge protector prevents that. Trust me, this is one of those things you don't realize you desperately need it until you actually have it. Alright, this is kind of important so that you don't face problems later on in your life. A laptop or a tablet stand. Ergonomics matter way more than people think. When you are sitting and slouching over your laptop for hours every day, that adds up. Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, I don't know what else pain. A laptop stand will raise your screen to eye level, so you are not constantly looking down. Your posture improves, you are more comfortable, and you prevent long-term strain injuries. I'm telling you this, prevent it before you're 25, else you'll have to walk around like you're 60 with chronic back problems. If you have a tablet for note-taking, you can get a tablet stand as well. Your neck will of course thank you. Alright, let's talk gaming, and this is where things get really fun. While reviewing tablets, I saw many people comment on my videos, like why I even show gaming performance as students really don't care about gaming. Oh please, who are we kidding? No one studies all day. That's a fact. And being very honest, there is nothing wrong in having some fun gaming occasionally. Just don't do it too often. And rather, playing games is better than scrolling through Reels and TikTok. And science approves that. Steam Deck, Asus ROG Ally or Nintendo Switch. Pick your poison based on what kind of games you play. I'm personally using the Asus ROG Ally, and I love this thing. It's basically a handheld Windows gaming PC. I can play AAA titles like Cyberpunk, F1, FIFA, Spider-Man, all full PC games, especially between classes, during travel or lying on bed at night. But if you just wanted to game, get a Steam Deck that will provide you more value, and this can be especially helpful if you chose a MacBook as your main laptop and you still wanna game. This is the perfect solution. You have a productivity machine for schoolwork and a dedicated gaming device without buying a gaming laptop. And if you're into Nintendo games like Mario, Zelda or Pokemon, I still play Pokemon Fire Red occasionally. The Nintendo Switch is timeless. Rather, if you have the Asus ROG Ally, you can even use it as your primary computer, and here's how you can do that. But before that, please hit the subscribe button if you're finding this helpful, and I'll keep keep creating more such videos like this. Next up is an external monitor, and this is where everything starts coming together from all the gadgets that we mentioned. More screen real estate equals more productivity. It's that simple. When you're working on assignments, you can have your research paper open on one screen and your document on the other. No more constantly switching between tabs and windows. If you're a coder, having multiple screens is an absolute lifesaver. Code on one screen, documentation or output on the other. Your workflow becomes so much more faster. And if you game, this is where it ties back to the Asus ROG Ally I mentioned. You can connect your handheld console to a monitor and you have instant desktop gaming setup. Play on a big screen, better visuals, more immersive experience. Plus, watching movies and shows just hits different on a bigger screen compared to your laptop. Remember I mentioned to get a Type-C hub with an HDMI port? This is exactly why. You can plug in your laptop or gaming console to the hub and everything just works seamlessly. Look for a 24-inch or a 27-inch monitor with at least 1080p resolution. If you can stretch your budget, you can check out 4K monitors or rather gaming monitors that come with 120 or 144Hz refresh rates. Brands like LG, Samsung, BenQ, all are solid choices. And speaking of peripherals, a wireless mouse and a keyboard. Now it's time to level up your setup. Makes massive difference in comfort. I'm personally using the Keychron K2 mechanical keyboard and the Logitech MX Master 3S mouse, and it's genuinely one of the best combos that I've ever used. The keyboard has this satisfying tactile feedback, it's wireless and works across multiple devices. The MX Master 3S is ergonomically designed, has customizable buttons, and the scroll wheel is insanely smooth. But here's the thing, you don't need to spend that much, of course. Even a cheap wireless keyboard and mouse combo from Amazon will massively improve your setup. Your wrist and your fingers will thank you once again. And have you ever heard about that saying, music makes everything feel better? Well, that's actually true. So get a Bluetooth speaker, studying, cleaning your room, and hanging out with your friends. Having good quality audio elevates the experience. You can get a regular Bluetooth speaker, but I'm gonna recommend a smart speaker, like the Amazon Echo Dot. And here's why. I literally have an Amazon Echo device on every single room of mine, but one is enough for your college days, of course. You can set reminders hands-free. Alexa, remind me to submit my assignment tomorrow at 10 AM. Done. And that's done. Also setting alarms, like you can ask Alexa to wake you up at 7 AM. Super helpful when you're too lazy to grab your phone. And you can also play music from your preferred streaming platform, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, all of that. You can switch on background lo-fi music while studying. All you have to do is just ask. You don't have to manually search music on your phone anymore. Plus, the audio quality is surprisingly good for the size. You get decent sound for music, podcasts, or even watching videos. And if you have smart home devices like lights and stuff, you can control that as well. Alright, this is something I've been using for a decade at this point. An electric kettle. And I know what you're thinking. This doesn't sound like a tech essential, but trust me on this one. This is one of those things that doesn't seem important until you actually have one. I'm speaking from my personal experience here. Late night study sessions in college life is a staple basically. You're up at 2 AM finishing that assignment that's due in 6 hours, and you need coffee, and you need that fast. With an electric kettle, you can just boil water in like 2 minutes and make instant tea or coffee, and you're back to work. No waiting, no fuss. And it's also great for instant noodles like Maggi, oatmeal, or anything that needs hot water. The electric kettle will become your best friend when you are living in a hostel. You don't need anything fancy. Even a cheap kettle will last you through all your college life. Now, please don't ignore this one because I actually did back in the days. Blue light glasses. And this is legitimately important for protecting your vision. You're gonna be staring at screens for hours every single day. Laptops for assignments, phone for social media, and tablets for notes. All that screen time adds up. Blue light from the screens can cause strain to your eyes. You might have heard that by now. These glasses will block out that harsh blue light and thus reducing your eye strain so that it's better for you to focus and also sleep well at night. Even if you normally don't wear glasses, please don't skip one. You can even get them without a prescription. Even my glasses have a yellow filter. You can actually see it right through the camera. Your eyes are super important. Protect them now before you're dealing with serious vision problems later in life. Now, this is not a tech item, but this is super useful to have. A whiteboard with markers. This was legitimately one of my most helpful things when I was a student, and it's super underrated. I used to write down everything on my whiteboard, tasks I needed to complete, chapters I needed to study, upcoming deadlines for assignments, and even my exam schedule. Everything was visual and right in front of me. This is much better than having your digital to-do list, as this will stay always in front of you, and you'll get constant reminders of what all you need to get done. You can get a decent sized whiteboard quite cheap, mount it above your desk or simply lean it against the wall. Seriously, it makes a difference in staying organized and having a clear plan. And finally, the last item on today's list. This is something I really wish I had in my college days, and that's a waist bag or a fanny pack, whatever you like to call it. I know what you're thinking, that sounds dorky. Yep, maybe it is, but it's also genuinely life-changing. Think about everything you have to carry around your campus every day. Your college ID card, hostel keys, power bank, wallet, AirPods, external drives, and maybe a charging cable. So where does all of that go? Your pockets, your backpack? That can work out, but you'll have to take it off, keep digging it, and find it eventually. With a waist bag, everything is right there with easy access. Need your ID to swipe, forgot your library card, card. Yep, it's all there. Your phone is dying, you can simply grab your power bank in 2 seconds. You don't have to carry a full backpack for every little thing, but you'll have all your essentials within reach. Once you start using one, again there is no going back. I still carry one while traveling, as these are super convenient to carry all your tech. Is there something that I missed that you absolutely cannot live without? Or if you have any other recommendations, then let me know in the comments, as that might help out a fellow student out there. But for now, if you'd like to check out the best apps that would elevate your productivity to the next level, then click here on this video, and over there I have shared the best apps that would change your life. See you there.